Hello guys, welcome back to another problem solving video. Today we've got another question here, and as always, let's first start off by reading the question. So, the net shown is folded to form a cube, and the ant walks from face to face on the cube, visiting each face exactly once. For example, A, B, C, F, E, D, and A, B, C, E, F, D are two possible orders of faces the ant visits. If the ant goes to A, how many possible orders are there? Now, I've already pre-drawn a sort of diagram for us to look at. So, as you can see here, square A, B, C, E is behind this, E is behind C, D is behind B, and F is bottom row. Now, we'll have to use some casebook here to find the total number of possible orders. And so, I'll split this into our first case, which is going to be case 1. Now, what is case 1? Well, case 1 is going to be that the ant goes from A to one of the vertical faces, so B, C, E, or F. So, sorry, B, C, E, or F, and then down to F. This is going to be our first case. So, for example, let's take B. So, it starts at A, goes to B, and goes down to F. Now, at F, it has to go back to one of the vertical faces. So, going back to my example, let's say it goes from A to B to F. Well, now it can no longer go to B. But it also can't go to E as well, and there's actually a really big reason. Let's say that the ant goes from A to B to F to E. Well, now it can't go to F, and it can't go to A, so it has to go to C or D. But once it goes to C or D, it's kind of trapped, and it can't go to the sixth face. So once you're at F, you can't go back to B because it's not allowed, and you can't go to E or it get trapped. So here you have two options, which is whether you can go C or to D. This means the total number of combinations for case 1 is going to be 4 times 2. And the reason why it's 4 times 2 is because we can choose either B, C, E, or D. And after you go into F, there's only 2 options that you can choose. And yeah, so in total, there's going to be 8 cases. There's going to be 8 possibilities for this case. Now let's go to case 2, which is a little bit more complicated. Now in case 2, what's going to happen is that A is going to go to B, C, D, E, so one of the vertical faces. And then after that, it's going to go again to another vertical face. So for example, let's say I go from A to B. Well, now I'll go to C or go to D instead of going into F in case 1. Now, we'll have to split this into 2 cases as it's a little bit more complicated. So for case 2A, so this is going to be a sort of like subset of our regular case, we're going to have to go after A after this. So after A, so after case 2, we're going to add on to, we're going to go to F. So for example, A to B to C, then to F. Now here we can see that similar to before, there's going to be 2 choices for F. So there's going to be 2 choices that you can go for the ant to go for after F. So going back to my example, let's say it goes from A to B to C, then it goes down to F. Well, now there's 2 options. It can go to E or it can go to D. So here there are two choices, which means that the total number of options is going to be 4 times 2 times 2. And the reason why it's 4 times 2 times 2, or 16, is because you have 4 options for each one you want to go to, B, C, E, D, and after you go down, you have 2 options, and for example, going back to B, you can go to C or D, and once you get to the face F, you can only go to E or D. So that's just an example. So there's a total of 16 different possibilities for this case. Now the other case, for case 2, the subset case, is 2B, and in this case, after you go to B, C, D, E, you decide to go again to another vertical face. So here, for example, let's say we go to A to B and to C. Well, then after that we go to A. Sorry, then we go to E. This is going to be our second case for case 2. Now in this case, let's say we go from A to B to C, then now we got E. Now at E, we need to go down to F, and then go to D, we'll go to Z, and then to F. So similarly to case 2A, it's literally the exact same, but instead of ending up at face F, we'll end up at another one of the vertical faces with the same problem, or with the same order and the same problem. So here, it's also going to be 4 times 2 times 2, because there's 4 faces you can choose from. Then you can either go from the left side like this, like clockwise, or you can go counterclockwise based on what direction you go for the vertical faces. And after that, at the final part, you can choose which one you want to finish it off. So 4 times 2 times 2, or 16. This means that the answer to this problem should be 16 plus 16 plus 8, which is going to be equal to 40. So this means that the answer to this problem should be E. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any other way to solve this problem, please let me know down in the comments. And thank you guys for listening. Bye.